Good morning, students. Chapter Weathering, Part 3rd. We have already completed Part 1 and Part 2, in which we have discussed about what is weathering, physical weathering and chemical weathering. Weathering is breaking down of rocks, and the agents are water, moisture. So these are the main agents. So we can say we have a physical weathering and chemical weathering. There is a disintegration of rocks or decomposition of rocks. Because of physical weathering we have disintegration, and because of chemical weathering we have decomposition. So both give us different type of minerals to us. Now in this part we are going to study about biological weathering. Biological weathering, the action of living organisms like humans, plants, burrowing animals speed up weathering of rock. Means there are different activities which is done by human, like deforestation, breaking down of rocks, agriculture. So it hits the rock and then it breaks down, or it is exposed on the surface of the earth. In the same way, plants, when we have a deforestation or when we take out the plants by root, then also the rock is exposed to the sun or to the open. And burrow animals are there, like rabbits, snail, earthworm, and there are so many other. What they do, they dig the earth and they take out the things out. So what happens, they make a passage through which air can pass through or water can seep inside it, the earth. So because of that, the chemical weathering can take place. So biological weathering also includes physical and chemical weathering together. Human activities. There are a number of human activities like deforestation, mining, breaking down of rocks. What it do, it expose the rocks on the surface of the earth, and then the temperature, which is the main agent of physical weathering, act on it, and then rocks breaks down. In the same way, when trees are cut down, like deforestation, then the binding of the roots of the trees is no longer present. Then the rocks are exposed to the sun and rain, and then weathering takes place, and that weathering is little faster. Even mining exposes the bare rocks on the surface of the earth, and it get weathered very quickly. Animals, burrow making animals, anthill, and this ant. Okay, so these are the different animals which also help in breaking down of rocks. Apart from this, we have earthworm, rabbits. They make the passage below the ground and seepage of the air and water through these passages. Means water can pass through these burrows or the small holes, and even the air can go inside it. So both chemical weathering of oxidation and carbonation can take place, and then rock can breaks down. Plants. Plants help in biological weathering. Like plants, as it grows in between the two rocks, what happens, as the plant grows, its roots go deep inside the earth, and as the tree matures, its bark increases in size. So because of that, the crack, which is very small, start increasing, means the crack has widened up, and because of that the rock breaks up, and in this only chemical weathering take place. Chemical weathering means the water can seep inside it, and then whatever the minerals are there, it can be washed away. Maybe the carbonation or oxidation can be take place, and even here block disintegration, like physical weathering, it can also take place here. Because if it is a tree in the mountainous region, what will happen, the water in this crack will freeze down and it more widen up the rocks, that cracks, and then the rock will break on later on. So because of that, the rock will break into 2 or 3 pieces. Maybe you have seen on the side of the boundary walls, if the tree grows, then the boundary wall breaks down. In the same way, wherever there is a rock and a small plant grows into or changes into a tree, it breaks down the rock in that particular region. Effects of weathering. When the weathering takes place, what happens? Breaking down of rocks, and this breaking down of rocks give us soil, and this soil is good for agriculture. From the boulders, that is the big pieces of rocks, when it changes into smaller pieces, it can be used for the construction purposes. If it reacts with the chemical weathering, then it gives us a new mineral. It is also result in landslidings in the hilly areas or mountainous area. Why? Because of deforestation. What happened? There is a biological weathering take place and the soil and rocks become loose. So it results into landslide also. I think this chapter is now clear to you. If you have any doubt, you are free to ask. Thank you.